All right, everyone, both the viewers that are positive, both the viewers that are toxic, you know, Kino Casino, I talked to about it last night. So let's talk about it, shall we? Okay. So here's what happened last night, okay? I was doing my DS Politics stream on Kick. As you know, when I do DS Politics, I only stream it on Kick. I don't stream it on YouTube at all. So it's a different audience, for sure. Now, some people have come over there from YouTube, and I'm happy for that. I'm glad for that and grateful for that. Thank you to those of you who have gone over from YouTube to watch my political content. And as you know, I take archives from that show and I clip them up into a series of highlights and I upload them to my DSP Reacts channel. And to be honest, they're doing well. Those clips are doing far better than anything that I was putting on the DSP Reacts channel in the last year. You know, when I was doing my DSP versus the internet show, the clips would get anywhere from 100 to 300 views on average. The highlights from DS Politics are getting 500 to 1,000 views each. So they're doing much better. I mean, you're talking double to triple the amount of attention. The videos are getting likes, they're getting comments. So people are liking the content, okay? But the problem is a couple things. Number one, only streaming on Kick, okay? Basically, my base audience isn't coming over. I know that. Like, I'm getting people who are viewers who have watched me on Kick, but it's not most of the YouTube audience. There is some, but not most. Like, for example, the streams get between 200 to 250 viewers. Hey, that's good. For a political show and me just starting to cover politics and things, I'm happy with that. That's not, oh, I'm so disappointed, okay? But it's not the regular crowd, right? Like many of you in the chat right now, you weren't there, nor were you interested. You're here for hang out with me for gaming and things like that, right? So that's number one. Number two, this is 100% true, and this is not a negative towards anyone, but when I'm streaming on Kick, if Kino Casino is streaming, my views are lower. It's that simple. When Casino is streaming, they're the guys on Kick. They're the big dogs. They're the big shots. And they're not streaming all the time. They've actually had a few weeks where they weren't streaming that much in November. So now that they're back, they're hot. Everyone wants to watch them. So when I'm streaming on Kick, not only do I have less of a actual viewership because it's not on YouTube, but also the people who are there are probably going to be watching them rather than me. And that's exactly what happened last night. So it is what it is. Last night, most of the audience that would have been watching my politics show were watching Kino Casino, and that's okay. Originally, that's why I wanted to try to schedule the politics show for not when they're streaming, but they don't have a consistent schedule. So because of that, I can't do that. Like, you know me, I like to be consistent with my schedule. I want to stream my politics show the same day every week if possible. If there's a reason I can't, like Thanksgiving, right? That's different. So, I couldn't really do much in regards to that. The show went well. Like, the topics were good. In fact, I had a really long show. Like, I went longer than I expected. I'm trying to keep the show 2 hours, but I had so many topics to cover that the show went long, and I even had clips that I couldn't get to, and I told the people who had submitted them, I'm still going to cover them. I promise you. We just got to get to it at a later date. It's that there was so much to cover. And I still didn't even get to the point where, like, I talked about all the news stories for the week. Some people were like, I can't believe he didn't talk about the United Healthcare CEO who was murdered and this and that. I'm like, there's just too much going on, you know, for me to cover every story. So it went well. And then immediately when the show ended, I actually edited 3 clips, and those I already got queued up for DSP Reacts. 2 of them were live, and others going live tonight. And then tonight, I got to make more clips. I was going to make 6 or 7 clips out of the show. I just didn't have time last night. So yeah, so it went well, you know. But basically what happened was, it's very simple, all right? A few people, supported it at the beginning, and there was literally no Kick support at all. There was literally, during the entire show, 1 gifted sub. 1. And the show is on Kick exclusively. So it's streamed on Kick, and I got no Kick support at all. All the support was a few tips. That was it. So it's not going to hit the goal if that's the case. The first couple of weeks, we had tons of people on Kick who were excited, who were watching the show, and were dropping subs, and it was supporting it. But that didn't happen. And it could be a combo of factors. It could be that people were watching Kino Casino. It could be that they just couldn't make it last night. Like, for example, Darkside Pimp, who's my regular supporter on Kick. outright said, I can't be there tonight. Work is killing me and I'm slammed and I'm not going to be there. And I'm like, well, you know, that's it then. You know, what are you going to do? Yeah, that's life. You can't always be there for every stream. And that's the thing. You know, the show shouldn't be just dependent on one person being there to support it. So it is what it is. The streak ended. And again, this is not a negative towards anyone. I'm not upset. I'm not disappointed. This is not like when it looked like something was going to end because of an extenuating circumstance or anything. It ended naturally and it ended properly. It wasn't some bullshit that was going to cause it to end. So if it ended last night, it ends. And I was like, all right, you know what? There you go. It's all good. Not a big deal. Okay. And that's fine. So then last night, I went on Kino Casino while they were broadcasting, and I talked with those guys for a little bit. Just having some fun as usual. A few minutes. You know, I was only there for like 15, 20 minutes. And they were doing some crazy thing where they were playing some video at like quarter speed. And Andy was doing a speed run of Super Mario World at the same time. And I was like, I don't know how they do it. I just don't know how to do it. I would never be able to do that. Every night they're doing crazy stuff like that. It's like, okay. So anyway, so we're doing it. I'm talking with them live during the stream. And Triple P, which again, that's what I call him. Triple P says, the streak ended. No, it didn't. I said, what do you mean? He goes, no, you were doing your political show. He goes, your political show is not your regular content. You shouldn't even be counting that show as part of your streak. Your regular viewers who watch your gameplay have literally carried you for like 3 months on the streak. So that's not fair to them. They're the ones who've been pulling you through. The politics show is relatively new. That definitely shouldn't be the end of your streak. Okay. So he's like, I think you should continue your streak. Okay. And I'm like, all right. I mean, it is a fair point. That's true. It is a show that's brand new. It's getting an audience right now, right? It's not something that is regular. You know, I don't even have it on a regular day yet. You know, I had it regularly on Thursday, then I went to Friday, then I went back to Thursday. And I definitely know that, for example, someone with, for example, like Darkside Pimp outright would have supported it, couldn't be there last night. So, you know, this is all stuff to consider, right? So I'm thinking about it. And I'm thinking about it, and basically we're kind of going back and forth about it. And I'm like, well, I'll think about it overnight. All right? Because the truth is the streak did end. It did. Everyone was there. And we didn't get the support. The streak ended. Okay? So here's the deal. First of all, the streak's not continuing. It's over. You're not going to lie about it or try to fudge it or try to fucking bullshit around it. The streak ended. Okay? But there's two things that I would like to do. All right? There's two things that I would like to do. The first is this. Okay? Today, if we hit the goal on this stream, which we very well may, it's a new release day, right? We may get excitement. You know, people want to see the new game. They support it. If we hit the goal on this stream, I'm still going to do DSP Tries It anyway. Okay? Regardless of the fact that we didn't hit the streak last night, I still want to do it anyway. Because you guys support me so much. And the whole idea of DSP Tries It is supposed to be I'm saying thank you. Let's continue this show that doesn't make money or anything. Okay? So I don't want to then say, oh, now we get punished or we're not going to do it. No, we're going to do it. All right? So let's hit the goal today on the stream because that was the agreement, was that we were going to do it through today, and then I was going to order the food just like we do every Friday. All right? So as long as we still hit it on the stream, we're going to do a DSP Tries It episode anyway. Okay? But we're not going to reset the streak. That would be really stupid. All right? We're not doing that. But I do agree with Ashton on this fact that I do think that the political show, being that number one, it's only on Kick. I don't have the YouTube audience or the YouTube support. You can't super chat. You can't do a super sticker. You can't do memberships on there, right? I do think that perhaps moving forward, we shouldn't count it during the stream. I don't think it makes sense until maybe it gets a foothold. Like if we get a regular audience of people who like it and support it, that's a different thing. But right now, I don't feel like we're getting that. And it's because it's new. You know, perhaps let the show run for a while. Let it get some consistent support. Let it get some consistent viewership of people who are coming by and liking it, right? And then we should start counting it towards it. But maybe that makes sense. Okay? I think that does make sense. All right? So moving forward, I don't think that I'll be doing the politics stream as counting towards any kind of a streak or anything like that. Okay? So there you go. Now, it's funny. These people who come in every day and they're like, but you have all these Restreamers who watch you. Yes, and they don't support me. The Restreamers are scumbags. They're people who literally cannot make content for themselves because they are losers. They are leeches. They are parasites. They have no talent. Their talent is watching my talent and then talking about it. That's not talent. You understand? No one would tune into just them. They only tune into them while they're watching me. But they've made an audience that is toxic, that is harmful, that will never support me. So they don't count, nor do they matter. You know, the truth is, you're right. Every single day when I'm streaming, I probably have double to triple the audience that I have on my actual content because people have made it a policy to think that they can live rebroadcast. You can't. Okay, allow me to explain this as matter-of-factly as possible. It's illegal. You can't live rebroadcast someone without explicit permission because you are rebroadcasting their content and making profits off of it and taking away their opportunity to actually have legit business with their own content. If you do a transformative work, meaning let's say you had a broadcast and you edited it up and chopped it up and paused it to do commentary and criticism, that's different, right? If I'm watching a full-length documentary, but I'm pausing and I'm adding content and I'm making it transformative, that's legal. For you to live rebroadcast someone's stream without permission is completely illegal. There is nothing legit about it. You can't do it. There's not a legal leg to stand on. But the fact that just because people don't sue you for it makes you think it's legit, it's not. It's not content. It's not real. You're a bunch of fucking no-load losers who don't deserve a single view or a single dollar from anyone because you don't have content of your own. Fuck off. Okay? Now, it is completely illegal. Enjoy your permanent ban. It is completely illegal to fully restream something live because you have taken away the opportunity of that person to earn money on their own content and business. It is illegal. It is not transformative to live rebroadcast someone 100% without permission. It will never hold up in a court of law. Fuck off. So anyway, in regards to the politics show, it will continue. It's not going to end. For the record, I still made like $60 on the show. It wasn't like there was zero support and everyone hates the show. That's not the case. It's just that literally none of the Kick supporters were there. None of the Kick regulars were there for DS Politics to support it. So I got zero support from Kick. It was just a couple tippers that basically supported the show, and I appreciate that. But I agree with both Ashton and others saying that that show essentially shouldn't count towards the streak. Okay? So it won't. From now on, we won't count that at all towards any kind of streak or goals. It'll still be there. We'll still have goals or whatever, but it's not going to count because I agree. It's a different kind of content. I've only done 4 shows of it. I don't see why it should be that big of a deal. I mean, that's kind of sucks that that's what ended the streak. The gameplay was doing fine. I just had a bunch of really solid, you know, Stalker, Microsoft Flight Sim, and Bloodborne all did great. So, you know, no problems there. It was only when I did this other kind of content that the streak ended, and that kind of sucks. So it is what it is. You know, there's various different things that have killed the streak. We had the boringness of Black Myth Wukong, and then we had the politics show with none of the Kick supporters being there, right? So I guess it is what it is. Lucky Gremlin says, I mean, you don't have to strike the channel to do that, right? I don't know what you're talking. Oh, why not report them and take their ad money? Because you can't do that, Lucky Gremlin. The only way that you can stop someone from, basically doing that, you need to be involved with a partner network, a big corporation. A corporation can contact YouTube and claim other people's content. An individual creator cannot. I would have to lawyer up and get all kinds of legal backing in order to do it. And I could. It's well within my rights. I could easily reach out to YouTube with a lawyer and say, these channels regularly rebroadcast my content illegally, regularly steal my content without my permission and just fully re-upload it, not any transformative work. I want their money. And they would give it to me. But, I don't have the time and the means to fuck around with lawyers to do this. It's disgusting that these people think that what they're doing actually is legit. It's not. You only exist because I allow you to. Do you understand? You're like the little gnat that's buzzing around my neck, and I just don't have time to swat you away. But one day I might. One day I might actually have to go, and just crush your fucking ass. Anyway.